All right, Theo Von is having a hard time of it. A lot of people are well disposed to Theo Von. He's a very rare figure in this space. Nobody really seems to dislike this guy.
Yeah.
Um, so last night looks like he had a bad set here in New York at the Beacon Theater. Saw Theo at Beacon Theater tonight for his Netflix taping, Double Ouch. 1/3 of the crowd walked out, myself included, and they seemed to keep coming. Worst set I've ever seen. Pandering to the dumbest 50 people in the room. Failure of epic proportions. And here's another negative review. Just came out of his 9 p.m. show. Started off strong, but it was a roller coaster that fell off at the end. There were multiple times where he would walk off stage to talk to someone or be in the middle of a story and forget where he was and restart. I absolutely love Theo, but to me it seemed like he was on something, whether drugs or alcohol, and seems to be more than just nerves. Um, so there's a little bit of video. This is the source it's getting around from, Dom Luker. Breaking, Theo Von has his fans worried for his safety after he reportedly bombed his show organized by Netflix at the Beacon Theater in New York and ended his set by claiming he is trying to prevent himself from self-deleting. So let's take a look at the video there.
I mean, I'm having a long month. I'm trying not to take my own life. So I just want to get these photos.
So he says, I'm having a long month. I'm trying not to self-delete. Let's hear that one more time.
I don't know what to tell you about that, man. I'm having a long month. I'm trying not to take my own life. So I just want to get these photos.
All right. So, of course, we wish him the best. But Theo Von has been on quite a journey. So this was Theo Von. Most of you have probably seen this, but it's worth taking another look at. And the person who put this video together, this is when he asked J.D. Vance about the Epstein list and releasing it. And over that, you could see a tweet from Theo Von later. Yeah, what changed? So here we go.
List.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
Wait a minute.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
Yeah, well, you know how that went. Now it's a Democrat hoax. So here's Theo Von. I'm not clear exactly when this interview was, but here he is at an airport. I think it was this summer. I don't think it was before that. And here he is talking about the genocide. By that time, he is completely on the side of calling what's happening in Gaza a genocide. He's also asked about Epstein here.
Donald Trump back on your podcast today. What's the first question you want to know?
Okay, when did he have Trump on?
It was before the election, right?
Okay.
So
all right, so that's a while ago.
I think my things would be why we're being supportive of the genocide in Gaza. Like, why are we helping with that? Like, I think it's making a lot of people feel really scared that it's like hurting our feelings. Like, why are we supporting that?
Yeah.
And then why wouldn't we come to the rescue of the people over there?
Didn't he say it ended on day one? I thought he ended the war on day one, and some people feel like they regret their decision, or there seems to be a few people backing away from Donald Trump right now over what you're saying, and maybe Epstein as well. What do you think?
Well, I just think that, the Epstein thing, yeah, it's like I think people just don't believe that the government works for the people anymore. And it's really just like, and maybe it never has, right? But yeah, I think those are my thoughts. It's like, why are we being over there? When will we help to come to the rescue of the Palestinian people?
Do you feel like there's maybe a little bit of a shift, away from Trump, or at least like opposing some of the things he's currently doing? Do you feel like that
Well,
kind
it felt like it was supposed to really feel like America first, and I don't know if people are feeling that. I think people are feeling more nervous. I think there's that deal with Palantir for like a surveillance state. I feel like there's people in power that know where we're headed that aren't telling us, and I think that's just my feeling. I don't know what anybody else feels,
right?
But those are my feelings.
I think that's a really good example of why people have so much affection for him. He seems generally people who wind up in the position that he's in are, we were getting into this a little bit during the Q&A the other night about Erica Kirk and some criticism she gets, and Keaton was making the point, well, I mean, these people are very ambitious, and it's very hard for us to evaluate. Most of us are not in the headspace these people are in. And yeah, most people who make it to that level of the game, that's true. Every now and then you get somebody who falls ass backwards into a position like this. And I think something about Theo Von just screams he's kind of like a nice guy who wasn't looking to step over anyone in his way to get to the top, who wound up dealing with these criminals and gargoyles. And he seems like a basically good-hearted guy. And the more he realizes who he's dealing with, I think the harder it is for him to function in this world in good conscience. I think that's part of what's going on with him. And he doesn't know how to process it. So here he is, man, like very heartfelt, making the connection between the way everybody's been raised to consider the Holocaust this horrible crime, and at the same time being told to look the other way about Gaza. And it seems to be really getting to him.
Expect of the world.
I mean, there's times where I'm saying my prayers and stuff, and I feel bad that I'm able to, say prayers in like a safe space and know that they're, that somebody's saying prayers into something that feels like nothing is going to hear those, and still it's like all that they have, or maybe all that they have.
That is all
do.
they have.
Yeah. I mean, there's times you feel bad about, there's times you feel bad about not being somewhere when something's horrible because you're like, because you know that somebody else has to be there. I don't know.
What made you start talking about this?
All you ever heard growing up from all these movies, all this stuff was like you couldn't even go to the bookstore at the airport with half the fucking books are about the Holocaust. It was chiseled into your brain. Yeah. And people are always like, well, I can't believe the people right outside of concentration camps never said anything, never sounded an alarm, never even whistled loudly. Right. So I'm like, motherfucker, what do you, if you know what I'm saying? Like, if you see a fucking genocide, you know what I'm saying? You gotta say it.
Gotta say it.
And if you're not saying it, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy to not be saying it, especially when you've been taught all your life you're supposed to say it. So fuck that, man.
Yeah, this is MAGA's worst nightmare. A very likable dude saying 2 + 2 = 4 in a way that anyone can understand. So now I guess they haven't been paying much attention to the fact that they're losing Theo because they used him in a DHS ad recently, apparently without his permission. So when Theo got wind of this, he tweeted this out. You, DHS, I didn't approve to be used in this. I know you know my address, so send a check. And please take this down. And please keep me out of your banger deportation videos. When it comes to immigration, my thoughts and heart are a lot more nuanced than this video allows. Bye. And they did remove it, but the internet's forever, so it's pretty findable. And this was an exchange he had about this. Appreciate you speaking up, Theo. Nuance is important here. And he responded, it's crazy to me that they would think this is okay. What if someone attacks me tomorrow because they think I'm some final boss of deportations or something? That's a good point, too, especially in this climate.
Yeah.
And this is just a couple days ago on Breaking Points. They did an interview about Gaza that was very emotional. And Theo must have watched it, and he quote tweeted it with a free and with the Palestine flag. Now, this him really, I mean, this is kind of heartbreaking, talking about how the whole, like, living his dream thing, it's not really making him too happy. We can only speculate on why that is. It's a common syndrome with people who get famous and find out it's not what they thought it was going to be. But it seems like there's something extra here going on with him, especially right now. So let's take a look.
Man, honestly, I just hit my knees and prayed. I just said, God, I need some help, man. I'm just so angry, and I don't know why. I just got to get some help. I just got to start feeling better. And I'm not trying to complain. I don't feel good. And I don't feel good, and I want to enjoy my life. I want to be able to enjoy my life and be of service to other people. And I'm just having a tough time doing that right now because I don't feel great. I'm trying to take action, trying to see a new therapist. I'm not ashamed to admit it, man. I want to enjoy my life. I'm living out some of my dreams, and I'm not enjoying it. And I'm just not enjoying me. I'm not enjoying being human. I think that there's more out there for me.
So this is some of the responses to the original video. We love you, Theo. Cancel shows, recordings, whatever you got to do, right? And step away for a minute if you need to, man. You're meant to be here. And Joshua Hartley here says, yo, Theo, you're a good dude. Don't take it so serious, man. We love you, bro. You can always reshoot with Netflix and burn the footage. Nobody dies because of a bad show, and all comedians have them. Good luck out there. See, you know how you know Theo Von is a good dude with a good heart? Because he's bothered by doing a good show. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan go up there and suck Donald Trump's shit out of his asshole for an hour and a half, and then go on his show and talk about being one of the 200 real comedians on earth, right? That is Theo Von. That's a real dude, man. But it looks like he probably had a bad show because of what he's going through. Now, again, it's kind of a cliche of fame, especially for sensitive souls, that the vicissitudes of fame will very often hurt people who are really good-hearted like that, just without any of these other things factored in. Then you have on top of it that this guy, I would argue naively, without the kind of cynical calculation of a Gunther Eagleman or a Benny in the Closet, kind of got co-opted into the MAGA space, but being a more authentic person, when things like the Epstein files, Nothing to See Here came up, he spoke out about it. And you could see there a bit of his evolution on Gaza as he talked more and more to people and looked at it. And look, anybody, especially you got an open heart, as this guy seems to be, anyone could see that shit is wrong. And so now he's in a position where he literally got to interview the president. And how do you handle that when you decide you don't like, I don't want to speak for him, maybe you don't like this president. Maybe you don't like J.D. Vance. Maybe you don't like any of these people. Maybe you think all these people are horrible people that you don't want to promote, but a lot of your image, a lot of your fan base is built around these figures. What do? I would be surprised if that's not part of the conflict. And then, frankly, what happened to Charlie Kirk? If you're out there speaking up more and more about this, and you're in that space, and you're perceived as influential, i.e., maybe dangerous to a certain cause, that it's dangerous to be dangerous to, that could be weighing on his mind too, man. We can only speculate, but he seems like a very good dude. And yeah, of course, we all wish him the best. I hope he was joking around in what he said on that stage. And, it's very heartening to see everybody who is, I didn't see one negative comment. Everyone is just basically like, yo, do what you got to do to take care of yourself. And certainly that's our take.
Yeah, obviously. I think, I think there's something wrong with people in this space who were not shaken up by the Kirk shooting. There's just a tremendous ugliness in the air since then, and there has been for a long time. But when an event like that happens, it is a reality check, and this is the point I've been trying to make for these past few weeks. Like, this whole space can be very toxic, which is all fun and games to people when the forum is an online chat room or a YouTube chat or a Twitter thread, but it's not fun and games in real life where people can be hurt or worse. And yeah, that creates a terrifying environment. I'm sure it is extremely stressful to be someone of that high a profile. And yeah, what you say is true. I mean, I'm sure just the tension between him and the audience must be palpable, given the fact that I mean, I don't know what his numbers were and how they changed, but you got to imagine getting an interview with Donald Trump is going to get you a massive influx of new fans, and those are Trump supporting fans. So then when you have no choice but to tell the DHS, hey, knock it off, why would you put my face in an ad for deportations when that's not what I'm about? Now that you create tension there, and yeah, it's extremely stressful. It's an extremely stressful time to have to go out and nail an hour special for Netflix. I mean, yeah, that I would fucking probably have a fucking heart attack if I were him in that situation, much less bomb. I don't even think I could do it. I would probably just cancel it. I'm surprised he, like, I don't know if this is what's going through his head, but that just seems like impossible circumstances to go out and like nail it for Netflix. I mean, these are extremely high stakes, make or break events, these comedy specials. Comics go out, they'll tour new material, they'll workshop new material for a year, and then it all comes down to one night where you got to be on because this is the version of that show, that year of your life that you've been perfecting this piece. This is the night that it gets immortalized. And so you got to be on. And that's a tough thing to pull off under normal circumstances. This, where you have this high-profile assassination, which creates a tremendous tension and stress and fear in the air. I think anybody who's being honest will say they feel that when they step in front of a crowd now, if you're in this space, and that's one of the many horrible effects of the shooting.
Yeah.
Right. One of many, obviously. It's just the impact.
Yeah,
on
maybe they use you for the next false flag.
Who the fuck knows, right? Like, who the fuck knows? And down to the relationship between yourself and the audience when you start pushing back on the people who probably made you famous. Yeah, man, it's extreme stress. So not only do I not blame him for having an off night, I give him credit for trying. Like, if it were me, I'd have postponed that. I'd be like, I can't do this now. And maybe he should have, but he'll get a second crack at it. And it seems like the fans are very forgiving, as they should be.
Please clap.